I would first like to express the solidarity of the Spanish people with the countries illegally attacked by the Iranian regime. In short, the position of the Spanish government is summarized in 3 words: no to war. The world, Europe, and Spain have been here before, 23 years ago. Another US administration dragged us into a war in the Middle East, a war that was said to have been done in theory to eliminate Saddam Hussein's weapons of mass destruction, to bring democracy and to ensure global security, but which in fact, seen in perspective, had the opposite effect, triggered the greatest wave of insecurity that our continent has suffered since the fall of the Berlin Wall.
It is true that it is still early to know whether the war in Iran will have similar consequences to that in Iraq, whether it will lead to the fall of the terrible Ayatollah regime in Iran or to the stabilization of the region. What we do know is that a more just international order will not come out of it, nor will higher wages, better public services, or a healthier environment come out of it. In fact, what we can see at the moment is more economic uncertainty, rising prices of oil and also of gas. That is why, from Spain, we are against this disaster, because we understand that governments are here to improve people's lives, to provide solutions to problems, not to make people's lives worse, and it is absolutely unacceptable that those leaders who are unable to do so use the smoke of war to hide their failure and to fill in the pockets of a few, the usual ones.
The powers involved in this conflict must immediately cease hostilities and call for dialogue and diplomacy, and the others must act consistently, now defending the same values that we defend when we talk about Ukraine, Gaza, Venezuela, or Greenland, because the question is not whether or not we are in favor of the Ayatollahs. No one is. Of course, the Spanish people are not, and of course not the Spanish government. The question, however, is whether or not we are on the side of international legality and, therefore, of peace.
We are also with many other governments that think like us, and also with millions of citizens who throughout Europe, in North America and the Middle East, what they call tomorrow is not more war or more uncertainty, but more peace and more prosperity, because the first only benefits a few and the second benefits all of us.
Nos beneficia a todos. Muchas gracias.